Grok believes that IAGON will hit $2.45 this year and that it'll be the highest performing asset on the Cardano network. Keep watching to find out more predictions. In the last week, you may have seen that X has been flooded with Grok predictions. Let's look at some of them regarding IAGON, Cardano, and let's take a look at how Grok even works and formulates these responses, and are they far-fetched? So Yaba asked Grok to edit this price image of what Grok believes IAGON will hit in 2026. And Grok responded with $2.45. That's mental. That's a 30x in 1 year. To make this even better, the IAGON team responded to this prediction and believed that that price target is underrated. And they responded with the reasons why they believe this is underrated. And in previous videos, I've actually stated that I believe this is true. I believe this is an underrated prediction. You look at all the things that they're building. You look at the Worth Group partnership with the revenue it will generate, the Fortune 50 pilot, the onboarding of the largest privately owned UK healthcare company, multiple patents, and their infringement revenue coming in soon, Cloud Court partnership with securing legal data. There's almost 100 million IAGON staked. The amount staked is relevant because it indicates a growing amount of investors who have faith in the project. IAGON is slowly proving to be an enterprise quality project. Another prediction this week was triggered by Dex Hunter. So Dex Hunter asked, hey Grok, remove the image of the Cardano project that will outperform everything else in 2026. And if you notice, IAGON was the token that was removed. So this is sort of indicating that Grok believes that IAGON will be the highest performing Cardano asset and it will hit at least $2.45. Grok also believes on the macro space that the crypto space currently right now is in disbelief. It's really hard to believe that right now, hence disbelief. It's in the name, right? We've gone through so much crap in the last year and we feel like we're not going anywhere. We feel like we got a dud bull market. Maybe we're just getting a delayed bull market. Who knows? You don't know until it happens. But using this information, we shouldn't take it as gospel. So on that note, we should look at how Grok works and how Grok formulates its responses. So I asked Grok, how does it formulate its responses, right? And I asked it to use IAGON as an example. It has initially come with baked in knowledge that it has been sort of downloaded into its program to use as like a base. And then it gathers real-time data using tools. So it states it does searches on the internet and then loads hot news effectively. Then Grok has also developed its own reasoning and analysis and chain of thought. How that works exactly and the biases that are built into that, you'll have to take it for what it is. However, using all of this information, it then formulates its own response depending on the modes that you set and based on your previous history regarding crypto and what you've searched in previously. Here you can see some examples where the baked in knowledge, right? So it has the long existing history that IAGON is a deep in project on Cardano and it is for storage and compute. It's compliance focused and enterprise pilots, right? That's a pretty long history of that, right? So that's baked in. So then it looks up with web searches to get some hot news, right? And that's price, that's any new announcements, and then it builds upon that, just like a human does, right? That's what we do. We have our basic understanding and then we do our own research and to add to that basic understanding. Then this is where I think it's useful for us and a tool for us is that it does a sentiment check. So if you look at the way it responds and you sort of get the vibe of what it says, like, hey, look at this hot new great project. I think it's going to do really well. That's because other people are saying that, right? It's a sentiment check. So based on its tone, you can sort of see what other people's sentiment towards the project are averaged out. And then reasoning, as I said, we're not sure on its own internal methods of providing this reasoning and the biases it may have. However, it does it, okay? So you can take that how you'd like, and then it provides some final touches to cover its bases, right? So that's how Grok formulates its responses to all of these questions. So let's see how this marries up with real people providing real analysis. So Quantum Ascend posted this video where he believes that ADA will hit anywhere between 5 to 10 USD in 2026 up until 2027. That has been a long-standing prediction, but is really meant to be for 2025. However, we do have the theory that we're in a delayed bull market, right? That hasn't quite happened yet. Using this information, We can then combine that with Mr. Brownstone's prediction. Mr. Brownstone predicts that IAGON at some point in 2026 will hit 0.5 ADA. So at its bear case, IAGON will hit $2.50, not far off IAGON's prediction. And at its bull case, IAGON will hit $5. You look at these predictions and it's not quite far off. That's because it uses this sort of information. Really, it's a matter of looking at all of this and seeing how does it play out, right? You can't take it, unfortunately, as gospel. Grok doesn't know anything that the internet doesn't know, right? That's where it bases its answers. It's a smart search tool. So what do you think? Where do you think IAGON will hit in 2026? What are your price targets? The IAGON team seems to think that IAGON will hit more than $2.45 per token in 2026. I'm personally quite bullish, as you all know. I personally think that IAGON will hit at least $5 this year. Look, if it doesn't and it lands amongst the stars, you always aim for the moon, and if you land amongst the stars, you'll be pretty happy. So I'm aiming for $5. If it doesn't hit that and it hits $2.50, great. That's still a great price. So I hope you've all had a great beginning to 2026. Please like and comment on this video if you have any feedback, questions, and your predictions, obviously. And don't forget to follow me for more data and deep dives like this, and subscribe to me on YouTube. Have a good week.